So, after much debate, I've decided to change my stance on what I think the most dangerous thing facing America and its future is. I no longer think it's, well, I never really did, but I no longer think it's ISIS or radical Muslims or it's any terrorist organization for that matter. I no longer think that it's global warming or climate change. We don't have to call it global warming. The thing about climate change is, as I've always said, it doesn't matter what's causing it. The fact that it's happening and we will not be able to live on this rock is probably something that we should be thinking about. No, that's not it anymore either. The most dangerous thing facing America, and actually by proxy the rest of the world, is Donald Trump. He spoke at Liberty College or Liberty University yesterday. I watched as much of it as I could, and it was self-gratifying nonsense. Here's the thing. I guess maybe most people don't know this, so we're gonna have to actually talk about it, to break it down for you. Donald Trump says that we're going to make America great again by taking back the jobs from China, let's say. Chinese are beating us up. They're laughing at us. Now, mind you, Donald Trump, before he got into politics, made hundreds of millions and millions of dollars, not just in real estate here in the United States, but also in foreign countries like China. Donald Trump had no problem with Apple shipping thousands and thousands of jobs overseas to China. He had no problem with that. He was making money. If he was involved, I'm sure he probably was. Here's the thing. How exactly are you going to? Well, he's going to force Apple to start manufacturing Apple products here in the United States again. Now, when you consider the amount of EPA regulations, first of all, we don't have the factories. We don't have the capacity for the factories. We don't have the place for the factories. 90% of China's population lives in 10% of its actual eastern coast region. The rest of it is basically desert, but it's not desert. It's frozen. It's not a place where you would want to live. Period. It's not civilized. It's not industrialized. It's not like it is here. Here you can go 5 miles in any direction as long as you're not on a preserve and pretty much find a town. That's not the way it is in China. But we all know that China's smog-filled. It's dirty. We know that their workers work for 47 cents an hour, 60 hours a week, slave labor, basically. And so Donald Trump says that he's going to make America great by he's going to take the jobs back from China and bring them here. Which means that in order to compete with the cheap products that come from China, I don't know why your cell phone is $799 fucking dollars either. Some kid made 13 of those things before lunch today, and he made a grand total of $275. So, and I mean $2.75, and 13 cell phones, $700-800. Do the math. But so we're going to destroy what part of this country by building gigantic smog-belching factories, Donald? What part of America are you going to force people to move out of? Let me guess, the Native American population, right? No, that's not going to work. So you want to build these giant smog-belching factories here in the United States? Great, you'll be creating jobs. And then exactly how much is my $800 cell phone going to cost now? $4-5 grand? Because you're going to be paying, even if you pay them the now minimum wage of $9 an hour, you can't compete. We cannot compete with that kind of business strategy, Mr. Trump. So taking the jobs back is also I'm going to take the jobs back from everybody. We're going to make America great again. And by proxy, your plan is actually, without saying it out loud, so I'll say it for you, to destroy the economy of the rest of the planet. That doesn't seem like that's going to work out real well for us either. So we're going to impose a He wants to impose a 35% tariff on all imported products. He wants to force, I don't know how you could force, for a guy who swears that he's all about free trade and capitalism and and a free market economy, you're going to force another corporation to do business in your country. That sounds very much like a dictatorship. That sounds like something Kim Jong-un would do. You have to work here. You will work here or else. That's what you're saying, Donald. You're saying you will make Apple products here or else. Or else what? Could you give us that one? Before you build the wall between us and Mexico, I'm actually wearing my Get Out shirt underneath here just for you, but before you build the wall between us and Mexico, where we get most of our produce from, and build a gigantic invisible wall between us and the rest of the industrialized world, and declare, we're not taking any more of your crap. That's great for you, Donald, because you can have your crap flown in and you can pay for it in any way you want to, because you're super uber rich, and this is why I don't think you understand how things work, really. But there it is. That's the beginning of probably what's going to end up being a 10-part series. I'll try to keep them under 7 minutes. This one's almost getting there. Of why Donald Trump is the most dangerous man in America and potentially in the world right now. He's, well, just think about everything I just said. Keep it classy, guys.